So Jacob called his father again. Jacob, during this whole case, has not kept his dad in the loop, the chief of police. But today, he actually called Elon twice. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers? Another episode is in the books. And I will say at least today was not quite as boring as yesterday, but I do think the show overall is on a boring streak, as a lot of us in the live chat today during the watch along agreed. It does feel like this Impaler storyline maybe has really hurt the momentum of this show in general. We did have movement in that storyline today, though. I'm just going to go over my notes in order. Usually I try and find the best place to start, but I don't really know what's the best place to start. So let's go ahead and start with Smitty and Jacob discussing Leah. They once again mentioned that the only thing Smitty could really find on Leah was that she was involved with the Lynette case, that she was getting scammed by Lynette at some point. They love to talk about Lynette, even though we don't get to see her, and she would be a sight for sore eyes, but she still might be dead, I guess. Anyway, after that conversation, Jacob finally called his father, the chief of police, Elon, to give him some updates and talk to him about Leah and how he is sure that Leah is involved, because that's the name he got. But Joey and Randy were together at the beginning of this episode. Joey was complaining about how most of his staff is useless, although he could have talked about Randy in that same vein, because Randy usually never comes through for Joey when he wants something. But Randy updated Joey on Smitty going to the hotel the other night when Randy followed him. Randy saying that Smitty was there for a while and that the room belonged to a Rashad Moore. And then Joey confronted Smitty later in the episode to talk about how he had been seen with the mystery man and how if that got out, it won't look good for his congressman husband. Joey asked how much Martin knows about these meetings, because Joey thinks that Smitty was either having an affair or writing about male prostitution. And so Smitty said, yeah, Joey, you're right about the male prostitution. That's what I'm investigating. Started questioning Joey about heart attach, which did shut Joey up for a second. So I did like that from Smitty. After being confronted by Joey, Smitty called Jacob to let him know that Joey thinks that he's either having an affair or that he's a prostitute addict. So Jacob called his father again. Jacob, during this whole case, has not kept his dad in the loop, the chief of police. But today, he actually called Elon twice, this time to tell him about Joey and how Joey was pressing Smitty, which made Elon find out that Smitty is Jacob's source on this whole story. And Elon is upset that Jacob brought the Duprees into this. So Elon did go and visit Joey and told Joey that when he talked to Joey about the Impaler, Joey said he was not interested in the red market. He wondered if Joey is now trying to slide into that market, knowing that it's being investigated. Joey did call out that Smitty must have been meeting Jacob, who he knows from Elon is working on this case. He said that he would sit this one out, and Elon basically demanded that Joey pull his men from following Smitty now. But Joey didn't do that because he's nosy and he likes to have all this info, even though he never uses all this info he has on everybody. He called Randy to see if Randy was still following Smitty. Randy was. Randy knows that Smitty is with Ashley right now, which he was at the end of the episode, which we'll get into. Joey still wants Randy to follow Smitty, so Joey's gonna still be involved with this Impaler stuff too. Does that mean that he is involved with the Impaler scheme or that he is the Impaler? Not necessarily. I contend that they're involving Joey in the storyline because I think his sister is going to end up being the Impaler. They have this history. He had that letter last week where I guess Heather, his sister, said she was going to go out into the world and prove herself or something. Maybe this is what she's doing, and then maybe her and Joey will clash. I mean, I will like that if Joey has a rival on the show and it's his sister. I can deal with that, because I think Joey needs a rival. Joey needs something other than his shit relationship with Vanessa, which is hard to watch these days because it's redundant, or, having all this information on people that he never uses. Naomi and Ashley were at the hospital discussing Leah being a danger to them because of this stuff with Grayson. Ashley was still clearly worried about Grayson, worried that Grayson was leaving town with his mother and she might never see him again. So they're still writing this like Ashley and Grayson were this really close couple and not two people that were fucking a couple times. Naomi wanted Ashley to put it out there that her and Grayson are no more. Ashley said that her breakup is known around the hospital and that Leah knows. Leah startled Ashley when approaching her and basically told Ashley that she was sorry about her breakup. When Grayson came around, Ashley questioned him about Leah and the free clinic because Derek said that Leah wants Grayson to be a part of the free clinic. She just really wanted to know what was going on. But unlike Jacob, Grayson doesn't tell all his info, so even though he was about to, they were interrupted because Leah was watching. Grayson told Ashley to slap him, which she did, which was one of the first times I enjoyed Ashley's acting on this show. I thought she showed some fire in these scenes with Grayson slapping him. However, Leah was not upset at Ashley that she was slapping someone while working. She was more upset with Grayson because Ashley said that she told Grayson they were breaking up and he won't take no for an answer. So Leah sent Grayson back to the lab, but did nothing to reprimand Ashley, who just slapped someone at work. When Smitty arrived at the hospital, Ashley started pressing him for answers about what's really going on, letting him know that she was kind of onto the fact that he's been making these visits to the hospital and that he wants to get into Nicole's room. And I guess somehow Ashley has access to Nicole's office, so she brought him in there. And Ashley wanted Smitty to tell her more about what Grayson is involved in. Smitty basically told Ashley that killing Grayson wasn't the point when Grayson was stabbed, allegedly, but that they were trying to teach Grayson to stay in line, basically. She told Smitty about Leah wanting Grayson to be volunteering at the free clinic, which Smitty was happy to hear that information. That is kind of a sign that it's going to move over to the free clinic with all of this blood plasma scheming. Leah is talking to Grayson, telling him that it is his first shift at the free clinic tonight. Not that we're going to see it because there doesn't seem to be a free clinic set. But Leah wants Grayson to know his place and just do the job that she's asking him to do. Meanwhile, Smitty was still trying to get more information out of Ashley. Basically, Ashley and Smitty were trying to get information out of each other. She asked about that character Max that we saw like twice that was stabbed. And Smitty told her that Grayson really helped Max out. So I think a lot of these Ashley scenes today were to try and get Ashley to see that Grayson is really a hero. He really is a mutant X-Man hero, and maybe Ashley can love him anyway, even though he did a lot of lying to her and is keeping information from her and put her in danger. And we're supposed to root for this because, they're a great couple, even though they barely dated. Moving on to a couple we also don't see a lot. Madison and Chelsea were talking about Madison being sued, and Madison hates that she has Chelsea's family wrapped up in her mess. Then some TMZ type reporter came in with a phone to record them asking Madison questions. Chelsea ended up smacking the phone out of his hand, and the guy wanted to press charges. Luckily for Chelsea, the chief of police, Elon, was there, calmed things down, and there will not be any charges pressed against Chelsea. Today was the episode when Bill found out who the attorney was that is representing the person that is suing Madison. It is Mike, the old person that used to work in Bill's office as a partner, I believe, early on in the show, who was then accused of sexual harassment when Naomi went up against Bill and this Mike guy. So there is some history here to bring Mike into this storyline to represent the person who's going against Madison, because he has a history with Bill and Naomi, who basically tried to take him down and I would say ruin his career, but Mike did that himself. Even today, he was sexually harassing Naomi when she walked into the office. So I don't really know how this guy is supposed to still be a real attorney. But yeah, we had scenes with Naomi and Bill going and sparring with Mike today. Mike saying this basically is him trying to get revenge. He's saying that he's going to turn this lawsuit into a personal grudge match and that he doesn't harass women, but he's going to tear Madison's reputation apart. Naomi was saying that Mike is a bottom feeder now, and Bill accuses him of being an ambulance chaser, and that they won't let Mike extort them or Madison. I mean, I didn't hate it, but on one hand, it feels like a stall for the Bill and Haley storyline, which I'm just sick of. Can we just move that storyline along finally? Like, it was their last good storyline, and they're fumbling it because they refuse to write for it. That's really what's happening there. Anyway, Chelsea and Madison came afterwards, letting them know that Chelsea almost got arrested defending Madison, and they realized that Mike is scummy enough to send that guy, which Dee Dee in our live chat today during the watch along did call. And then the only thing on today, pretty randomly, not until 15 minutes into the episode, we had to see Nicole and Carlton again. Nicole is on almost every episode these days, which kind of makes sense why the show has become so boring. Like, sometimes I can like the Nicole character, but you can't say she's an exciting character, because she's not. And her storyline right now, the whole triangle, has been written very poorly. So they have Nicole on way too much. And it's no wonder the past month of this show has been pretty damn boring. But her and Carlton end up kissing again, end up in bed again. This time, I guess, she didn't think of Ted while fucking him. And he's saying he wants to make a habit out of this and be what she needs, even though he wasn't what she needed the other night when she was thinking about Ted. Every time this Nicole triangle is on, I think it gets worse every time. Because I know some people think Nicole and Kyle have chemistry. I think they do a little bit, but the storyline's been written so poorly. Like, I don't want to root for Nicole and Carlton, because why would I do that? They write Carlton like he sucks when it comes to Nicole. Although she seemed to enjoy the sex this time. But they don't write Kyle and Nicole as rootable either. And then they want to like bring Ted back into the storyline, and maybe Nicole wants Ted again. It's a mess. Nicole's love life is a mess, but not in a good way, in a poorly written way. But that was today's episode of Beyond the Gates, as May Sleeps continues.